Now, Janet Yellen and everybody wants Congress to pass the minimum global corporate tax rate, and millions of Americans are now upset at the IRS as they continue to wait for new stimulus payments. Welcome to the channel. This is your fourth stimulus check update. On this channel, I always do my very best in providing you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information.
Half of our people are living paycheck to paycheck. This is the wealthiest nation in the history of the world, yet half of our people are working so hard, and at the end of the week, they've got nothing to show for it. And we got millions of other people in Vermont and Kentucky who are working for starvation wages. And on top of all of that, we have over 90 million of our people who are uninsured, who are underinsured, and cannot go to a doctor when they get sick. And 1 out of 5 Americans, unbelievably, cannot afford to purchase the prescription drugs their doctors prescribe. How insane is that? Despite an extremely competitive global economy, hundreds of thousands of working class young people are unable to afford college, and many millions more are struggling with outrageous levels of student debt.
We need to make sure America builds that future instead of falling behind. We should build those vehicles and the batteries that go into them and the charging stations they're going to need, the 500,000 we're going to build across America. Here in the United States, we should be doing this. And look, if we get this done, we're going to breathe new life into our economy and our workforce, and we're going to breathe cleaner air at the same time. These are the kinds of investments that will get America back in the game and give our workers a chance, a fighting chance. Economists left, right, and center agree. Earlier this year, Moody's on Wall Street projected that the investments in these bills will bring us a higher GDP and additional 2 million jobs per year and lower unemployment. These bills are not about left versus right, or modern versus progressive, or anything else that pits Americans against one another. These bills are about competitiveness versus complacency. Competitiveness versus complacency. Opportunity versus decay. They're about leading the world, or whether we're going to let the world pass us by. The American people understand what's at stake here. They understand that when workers and families have a better shot, America has a better shot. Given half a chance, the American people have never, ever let their country down.
Of women and girls to receive educations that they would have never received without the NATO presence, the allies, the alliances in Afghanistan. Now we cannot let that go, slip away. We must keep our focus there, keep these women close to our hearts as we go forward, because it's not just about the women, it's about what it means for Afghanistan.
So you want to be sure to stay until the end of this video to find out the latest news about our stimulus checks, folks. So let's get started with the most important information first. Congress is now looking to bring down the $3.5 trillion price tag for the Build Back Better legislation. Housing activists and other leaders fear that their agenda may be sacrificed to broker a compromise. A group of more than a dozen nonprofit organizations have actually wrote a letter to President Biden to bring up more housing aid. But still, lawmakers may decide the ultimate shape of Biden's housing agenda this month, which is a novel thing in itself. Presidents don't historically have housing agendas. Tenants and advocates are trying to impress upon lawmakers the urgency of the housing crisis, as well as the scale of the opportunity. Expanding vouchers would give a huge lift to lower-income families who are hit hard by the crisis. And done right, these benefits can compound over generations. If it passed in its entirety, these advocates say the Build Back Better agenda by President Biden will definitely help many Americans out. What are your thoughts on President Biden so far? Is he doing all that it takes to send out the fourth stimulus check and help out the American people that are in need of financial assistance? Tell me in the comments below, everybody. So the IRS says it's on track to dig out the crisis-related backlog of tax returns for 2021 and 2020. Now, as of October 2nd, the IRS has 6.8 million unprocessed individual 2020 tax year returns, down from 7.6 million from the week before. The IRS had reduced the number of returns regarding special handling from a historical high of 9.8 million on May 1st. And plus, everybody, the Where's My Refund tool is really great if you're lucky, and it shows that your refund was approved or sent. The problem is if your return is stuck in processing, and if you're one of the million taxpayers whose return has been delayed, then the tool just tells you that the return was received by the IRS and nothing more. But the latest confusion is surrounding letters sent to 6.5 million taxpayers, telling them a notice of a 60-day appeal, period, which was missing from letters that they got earlier about the recovery rebate credit. Now, Janet Yellen says that she is confident that the U.S. Congress would approve legislation to implement the global corporate minimum tax agreed by 136 countries. Yellen said the actions to bring the country into compliance with a global minimum tax will be included in the so-called reconciliation bill, containing President Biden's proposed speaking initiatives. Now, asked on ABC whether she was confident the measure would get through, Janet Yellen said, "Yes, I'm confident that what we need to do to come into compliance with the minimum tax will be included in the reconciliation package. I hope that it will be passed and we will be able to reassure the world that the United States will do its part." So a group of 136 countries set a minimum global tax rate of 15% for big companies and sought to make it harder for them to avoid taxation in a landmark deal that Biden said leveled the playing field. Treasury officials and tax experts have said that the global minimum tax would now require a treaty to implement and could be achieved in the reconciliation bill because it is a voluntary agreement among countries to individually impose a minimum tax on overseas earnings of corporations. Medicare enrollment begins on October 15th, and those interested in signing up are given until December 7th. During this time, beneficiaries will have the chance to select Medicare Advantage plan or prescription plan in addition to the standard Medicare plan, which includes Part A and Part B. Those already enrolled and wish to make no changes to their status or plan are now required to re-enroll. Their past election will be reapplied for the coming year. However, each year during the enrollment period, beneficiaries are advised to review changes made to the cost of Medicare to ensure that the plans they've selected suit their needs best. Information to compare personalized options relating to health services and prescription coverage can be found using the Medicare Plan Finder at Medicare.gov. However, each year during the enrollment period, beneficiaries are advised to renew changes made to the cost of Medicare to ensure that the plans that they have selected suit their needs best. As of October 1st, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services has up-to-date information regarding the plans that will be available next year. Now, if you have any more questions about the fourth stimulus check, then be sure to leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I truly appreciate everyone's amazing support.